Be with you all in just 1 second here. Just give everybody a few minutes to log on here. I see our guest trainer tonight. I see Trish on the call. Great to have you here, Trish.
Nice to be here.
Are you going to need to share your screen, Trish?
Yes.
Your face is really dark, by the way. We can't see your beautiful face.
I know, I'm kind of limited to
the lighting.
with,
I just didn't know whether you knew, and I wanted to make sure people identify with you. We want to see your beautiful face. That's. I can see Karen's beautiful face. There she is. Welcome, Karen.
I had to come and hide in my son's room because I've got 4 kids here, and their other ones are out watching the baseball game, and I've got no set space to do this. So.
Right. Well, good for you for finding the space in there. That's awesome. It's another pivot move, as we talked about. So
we're about to go camping tomorrow, so the kids have got friends over tonight, so we can leave tomorrow. So.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Fall camping.
Awesome. Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yes. Are you going to need to share the screen?
Sorry?
Are you going to need to, just wait a second here. I think Denise Lapointe, getting some background. Are you going to need to share the screen, ladies?
Yes, we will.
Okay, so are you both sharing, or are you just one sharing?
Just Trish. Yeah, just me.
Okay, Trish, I'm going to make you, are you doing it during the call, Trish?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm going to make you, so I can't remember what I set up.
I've gone all professional. I have a slideshow.
That a girl, love it. Awesome. Can't wait to see it. I'm going to make you a co-host.
Okay.
And so you shouldn't have any trouble sharing the screen at the time. So let's get rocking and rolling. So welcome everybody to our Monday night team vaccination training call. I'm really excited about this call tonight, and I'll tell you why. Because these two amazing ladies have been around for a bit now, and what's really amazing about what's going on in Vox Life right now is, despite the fact that there's COVID and there's challenges and so on, we have some amazing people that are stepping into their greatness. And I think you're going to see that tonight with these two amazing ladies. Now, if anybody saw any of the training that Deanna Brown did with Carla Archer in their group, we're finding new ways to do things. And I'm always amazed that when somebody on our team that just is quietly going about their business and doing their thing, discover something, are so gracious and so willing to share it. So that's what these two women are. They've been great teammates. They've been around for a little bit now, and they figured out how to pivot. And what's so nice about this is they're going to share it with the team, because we did the day and age where we could do events, we could do vendor shows, we could do whatever, and we could do them in person. And that has been stripped from us all. So, it creates a lot of panic, it creates a lot of despair and so on. But these are two women that are showing tremendous leadership, that are stepping up to the plate and are figuring a way to do it. And as you know, I've always said everything is figure-outable. And these two ladies have done a great job. And I'm excited about learning from them tonight as well. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about our trainers tonight. We have Trish Baxter is been with Vox Life for a little bit now, and she lives in grew up in a little town called Orano, Ontario. She now lives in Cobourg, Ontario, with her husband of 15 years, and she has 2 children, Travis 13 and Jessica 11. And obviously her kids love sports, and she's a baseball mom and coaches baseball, and she is a horse mom. And they love camping, as I'm sure you figured out when she said, hey, we're going camping tomorrow. And how cool is that you can take off camping on a Tuesday? That's phenomenal. Well, I guess that's what having a home business can do for you. But that's awesome. They're going for 6 days for an annual Thanksgiving camping trip with about 9 other families tomorrow. She's been with Vox Life since May 28, 2017, and she has never looked back. Like all of us, she loves the mission of this company and the team feeling, the family feeling. And she just loves the feeling of helping others and sharing ways to improve other people's lives. So she can stay home with her family, with that this business has allowed her to do, and still provide and create a safe, happy home inside and out. So to complete her dream projects around the house and improve her own way of living, that's what Vox Life has allowed her to do. And so she says, cheers, here's to many more years with our Vox family. So then we have the amazing Karen Smith, and she's an awesome teammate. And Dukes would say, like, hey, if you wanted a liney, then certainly Karen Smith could be a left winger or a right winger or even a defenseman on our team anytime. She's a real team player. She's very open to learn and be coachable. But what's awesome is now is she's invested and she's learning and she's going to teach others. And I'm excited for that. Now, Karen has been married to her biggest supporter, Dave. Now, I don't know whether that was always the case or not, Karen, but and I've met Dave. He's an awesome guy. But her biggest Vox Life supporter now is her husband, Dave. She's a mom of 3 adult kids, 21, 26, and 31, with 2 grandsons, 11 and 9, and a stepdaughter, 26. She started with Vox Life in March of 2017, which wasn't that long after we launched the company, which was a big year for her. She saw what Vox did for her 87-year-old mom. She quit her full-time job with TELUS to jump in with both feet. Now there's courage right there. There's the cannonball effect right there. Geronimo! So that's amazing example of bravery right there. Good for you, Karen. She and her husband and her family moved to their dream home, and I've seen pictures of it. It's on Vardy Lake, northwest of Kingston. It's just absolutely beautiful. The view that she has every day is awesome. And in her spare time, when not coaching, helping her team, she volunteers her time with the Highway of Heroes adoption team, cleaning the sacred ground of the 401 stretching from Trenton to Keele Street in Toronto, as well as volunteer time with military veterans events. She also enjoys gardening, hiking, and canoeing, and she is just a wonderful teammate. And I'm revved to see these girls in action tonight. So welcome, ladies. The stage is yours. Take it away.
Well, first I want to say welcome everybody and thank you for being so excited. And I do apologize about the poor lighting, but I had to hide away from all the noise in the house. So, but you still get me. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully. There we go. Oh, and share the sound. Okay, can everybody see that okay?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Okay, welcome to our training of going from online or for our online vendor events, from usual in-person events that we're so used to. I have never done one, but many of us have. I've done them in previous companies, but not with Vox as of yet. So we took it to online vendor events, and this is what Karen and I have found over the last 2 months, so we thought we would share it with you. So Karen, you may take, actually, let me, how do I, okay, here we go. There we go. I'll make it full screen here. There we go. All right, Karen.
Awesome. So welcome everybody. I'm very excited to be sharing this with Trish and the team. So as we switch from going in-person events to online vendor events, COVID has allowed us, or should I say forced us, to have to pivot our business and look for other ways to share our amazing products. So an alternative to in-person events would be our online vendor events. So as Trish said, for the past couple of months, we have been taking part in these online vendor events. They're mostly done on Facebook, so they're relatively easy. Most of us have experience with Facebook. They're usually done in groups, although I have seen some that have been done in events. And basically what it is similar to you doing an in-person show at an event. You've got various other vendors around you from different direct sales companies. You've got crafters, bakers, what have you. And they're all online with you in a group. Sometimes they're a private group, sometimes they're a public group, depending on how the organizer of the event sets it up. And you're basically posting in that event as you would be sharing the product in an in-person event. So basically you would have text and pictures, you can do lives, you can do videos and such, just like you would normally do on your regular Facebook page. But what you're doing is you're expanding to a broader audience. So for instance, last month, I ended up with 18 of these events simultaneously running through the month. So we'll teach you how you can actually still do your day-to-day business and be out doing other things as well.
How to find online vendor events. So what you would do is you would go within your Facebook and go to the search bar, and you can search. I have some images down here below that show, I typed in online and then that's what would come up underneath. And then the next picture to the right is a few of the different ones that would come up once you click on online events. So there are vendor groups, online vendor groups. These are all different search words that you can search. Another way you can find them is you can ask around by word of mouth through your other network marketing friends. Also, if you do regular in-person vendor events, what you can do is ask the organizer of them if they know of anybody that are running online ones, or if they have switched themselves to running their events online. Pretty simple, really. Go ahead, Karen.
So let's take a look at some of the differences between the online events and the in-person events. For most of us that have done in-person events, we know that there's travel involved. Whether you're staying close to home or you're venturing out to different counties or towns to do the shows, there's definitely travel involved. The other thing that's involved is taking your inventory with you. So depending on the size of the show, you could be doing a smaller bazaar type of show where maybe you only need a gold pack or such. But when you get into the bigger shows, and I've done quite a few of them, and I'm sure Dukes and Terry can attest to the bigger shows like the Boston Marathon, where you need to take thousands and thousands of dollars of product to these shows. So when you're looking at an online event, you're not taking any product with you anywhere. You're sitting in your house, or you're not sitting in your house, which we'll explain, and you're not having to carry any stock. So we've been blessed a lot with the promotions that Jay has provided us with over the past few months during COVID to direct people to our website. So what a better way to share the product and get them on your website than to do it with an online event. So basically there's minimal investment in it. I've done shows where it hasn't cost me any money at all. And I think the most that either Trish or myself have actually paid is $25. So depending on the length of the show, sometimes they're usually multiple days. So you're probably looking at minimum 4 days. Some of them go 7 days, some of them go 2 weeks. I've seen some of them that have been advertised actually for a month long, and some of them are even longer. So the great thing with this is when you're at an event, at an in-person show, you're very limited to how many people can be at your booth at one time because of space requirements. So when you're doing the online events, I've been in a couple events where there's been 1,200 people in these events looking at my posts on a continual basis all at once. So in looking at that, that's even sometimes bigger than what we can get at an opportunity event. So you're sharing the opportunity, or I would actually backtrack, we're sharing the business and we're sharing the products with a lot of people more so than what we can at our booth. The other thing that happens is when you're at an in-person event, you're at your booth, and if you don't have a partner there with you, you're basically stuck at that booth all day long. There's nothing else that you can do. If you leave your booth because you've got to go and grab something to eat or what have you, and you've got to close your booth down, or people aren't going to sit there waiting around for you to come back. When you're doing an online event, your posts are just continually posting, or you're posting them, and we'll get to how you can actually run your event and not even actually have to stay there to do it. For instance, last week, I was out in my canoe for 3 or 4 days continuously while my events were running in the background. So it's a great way to share with large groups and earn some money.
Thanks, Karen. So what would one post in these online events? Well, it's kind of pretty much similar to what you would post on your personal pages or your business pages or your groups, as long as it is compliant with head office. Each organizer has different requirements. So some could be open posting, where you can post as many times as you want within one day. Sometimes you're limited to 5 posts a day. Sometimes you're limited to an hour or 2 hours, 1 or 2 days within that time frame. Posting can be text, an image, or a video, Facebook Live, depending on what the organizer's requirements are. Most organizers do require each vendor to invite anywhere from 10 to 25 of your friends, so that you're inviting your friends to the event to see what everyone else is sharing as well. Keep in mind that all of your posts don't necessarily need to be all about Vox or our socks or insoles. Make them fun and engaging. You can see down at the bottom of my slide there, I have the famous, how do you like your marshmallow roasted? Think of some fun things, that is outside of the Vox world. Do some this or that, do you like to stay in a hotel, or would you rather stay in a tent? Are you one that would go swimming in a pool or in a lake? Kind of things like that. Make it suited for whatever season we're in, holiday we're in, things like that. You want to keep the engagement up. And also using posts to come up with to get to know your audience. So different ways to get to know them. You can do like a roll call and ask different things. You can use that one that's going around that has the list of 19 different items. Get people to pick either all of them, or what I have done is I get people to pick the top 5 that relate to them or a loved one. And then I will reply with a couple of testimonials from our awesome group. Before the event starts, I do recommend to kind of go and, I'm going to use the word stalk, but go to your other vendors' personal profiles and kind of check them out. Anyone that's in there, if there is audience in there already, kind of go and look at their intro posts and get to know them, because sometimes you can get an idea of what to post. In my very first one that I did, one of the vendors was a mental health nurse. So I'm like, okay, bingo, I'm going to post something that might attract to her. So just kind of really, really think about your audience and try and get to know them as well, and make it fun and engaging.
So as Trish was saying, making your posts engaging are very important. I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with the new Facebook. There are some new things that are coming with it as well. So you want to make sure with the new Facebook, one, they want you to make sure that you're keeping your people engaged on Facebook and not directing them off of Facebook onto other platforms, i.e. your website, other pages, and things like that. And the other thing is you want to keep your important things in the first 3 lines of your post. So you don't want to be giving an article or your verbiage and then have questions at the end. You want your questions at the top of your posts so that you're piquing interest in your audience in order for them to engage in that post. So as you'll see from some of these, optimize your immune system. You give a couple of questions, you give a couple of pictures. This just happened to be what happened to me when I was using a disposable face mask. I had an allergy. I slapped on a Neurovax patch, and within a couple of days, I was back to normal. The other thing that you want to do is you want to have some games on there as well to keep the engagement going. So this here is a word scramble. It's just basically, this one is actually directing them to my website, but they've got to come back to this page in order to give the answer. So I've just scrambled up some of our words, the wellness, harmony, that sort of thing. And the first person who posts back into the comments wins a prize. So similar to what we're sending out in samples to people, I'll give away 2 or 3 harmony patches. The other things that you want to do is, like Trish's post here on the right, you can start off with a little quote. You can have the games. Make sure that you're always putting in whatever promotion that we're running so that that's keeping people engaged as well. So there's a series of posts that have actually been put in the post ideas that you can actually take from there. Anything that you've posted on your pages as well that are compliant, of course, with head office, you can certainly tweak those to an online event, which makes it really easy to just copy and paste. So it's pretty easy to get an online event under your belt. And we did a dry run last week with the West team, and I noticed that there was already a couple of them after that have already gone ahead already and started in an online event. So it's pretty easy.
So here I've gone and I have shared a couple of videos with you within the groups on how to create post topics and how to schedule your posts. So the first one is how to create post topics. Some organizers like you to have post topics so that if your shoppers are only wanting to go and check out Vox Life, in one part of the group, there'll be a whole bunch of topics down to on the right-hand side. They can just click on the Vox Life one, and all of your Vox Life posts within that event will come up. Or if you're searching for Pampered Chef or anything else, right? If you're looking for something in particular and don't want to scroll through, this makes it so much easier. So I will play the video. Let me know if you can hear it okay.
All right, I'm going to try making a video this way to show you how to create your topic posts in your online vendor groups or online kind of home party type style groups. So you're in the name of your
What happened?
Group in Facebook, and you go over to the left and you see a bunch of things down here. You need a moderator or admin status to be able to do this. You see this one called Post Topics. You can click on it, and if there's any already created, they will be there. And you can go up to the top and then over to the very right, and it says Create. You want to click on that. And then you can type in what you want your topic post to be, the name of it. I usually do Vox Life with Trish, or you could just do Vox Life, whichever you want. And then you would hit save. Okay, so then you hit the save button right there. So I'm not going to save it because I've already got mine created in here. So mine is here, and it's deemed that I've already got 2 posted with that. Okay, so next thing, to actually add that to your posts need to be already created. So what I'm going to do is show you here. If you go into scheduled posts, it will bring up all your scheduled posts, and what you can do is pick one, and you go to the 3 dots. It'll bring up a bunch of things here. So what you would do is you would then go to edit topic post, click on it, and then it would bring up all the topic posts. You'd click on yours and hit save, and it will add the topic post to it. Now it's not showing here. It doesn't show it on here, but it does. It does on your phone, and it will once it actually posts. Hopefully that is helpful for you.
Okay,
all.
so the second video here is showing you how to schedule your post in the events.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to show you how to do is to create a post and then schedule it for some time in. So you're going to make sure you're in your group. You're going to go in here on what's on your mind, create your post. I'm just going to type hello for the sake of creating a post. So then when this is on my laptop, it will look a little bit different if you're doing it from your device or phone. So instead of clicking post, down beside it is a calendar, schedule post. It comes up if you hover over it. You want to click on that. So then you can pick a date, and you can go back and you can go ahead as far as you want, I believe. So I will just schedule this for creating sakes after my event, so October 5th, and the time, it will be in black bold of what you can schedule it for. So anytime it's available. So I'm going to say 9:15 a.m. on October 5th, and then you hit schedule. And then once it disappears, it shows that it was scheduled over here. You can view it, but I'm going to wait till that disappears, or click the X so it goes away. And then if you want to check all of your scheduled posts, what you can do is go over to the left of your group, and you see scheduled posts there. So you can see all of your scheduled posts. So from scheduling your posts, you can see that last one I just did. And from there, you can then click the arrow. You can add your topic post. I'm just going to hit V in there to bring up mine. And then you can add that, hit save. And there you go. You've added your topic post to that as well. All right. Hope that was helpful. Bye.
So that's how to create post topics and how to schedule your posts. Oops.
Okay, so the next.
So now we've come to our question and answer period. We're going to check the chat and see what kind of questions are in there and have some answers for you as well. And if Terry, we will take it back to you.
Wow. Fantastic, ladies. That was very, very well done and very informative. I love the fact that you included video in that training to walk people through. And I think, you know, that this is well worth a second view for all of us, for sure. And I will have the recording posted ASAP for sure. Now, I don't, on every post, do you include your website, Connie Higgins is asking?
It depends on the organizer themselves. Some will allow you to. So it's very important that whoever you're signing up the event with, the organizer, that you check with the rules with them, because every one of them has different rules and policies for how they run their events. Some of them will say website in every post. Other ones will also tell you that you can't pitch the business till the second last day. You can't pitch join my team till the last day and such. So it's very important that you're aware of any of the rules that are with that specific organizer.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of seeing what their parameters are, what their policies and procedures are for that event, and then following them to a T.
Exactly.
Great. Okay. So a question from Nancy Janetta. Are you guys doing events together as a tag team, or each your own?
We do them on our own, but we are seldomly or randomly using each other's posts, and we're in each other's groups, and we're just kind of helping to encourage people and commenting and stuff like that. But we do know that when we are in each other's events, that if we are commenting on the games that would require a winner, we do know that our names do not go in that draw.
Perfect. Perfect. How many posts, Beth Poulin says, how many posts do you generally do?
That would depend on the event itself. So for instance, right now I'm in one that allows you to post for a 2-hour period Monday and Wednesday. So today, for instance, I posted all about all of the HPT products and the CBT sleeve. And then on Wednesday, I'll do 2 hours of posting, which will include things like practitioners, all of the patches, the joining my team, the business. Other ones that I've been in right now, I'm in another one that lasts for 15 days. So I'm finding the longer ones a little bit harder to manage because you don't want to be posting a lot of your stuff every single day, and then you get to like day 6 of 15 and going, oh no, what do I post?
Mm-hmm.
So we will also post testimonials. Now in doing that, please make sure that you're checking with the original poster of that testimonial that it's okay for you to use, which is just respect for them as well. As I said, some of these groups are public and some of them are private. So it just makes sense to, you know, just make sure that what you are posting is something that's been approved by the original poster.
Absolutely. Mia Saddington is asking, what do you give for prize winners?
I usually, depending on what I have on hand, I usually try and keep it to the HPT patches, 1 or 2 of those now that they're 48 hours. I will do like a no-show, a mini crew, or a thin insole. It all depends on what you're comfortable and what you're financially able to give.
Perfect. Connie Higgins is asking, have you done virtual parties using the same format?
It's similar. There's actually a mock virtual party group.
Yeah, Connie, that Deanna Brown and Carla Archer had just did a UK training. I'm actually going to schedule them in to do training on online sock and soul party as well. Yeah. There's a lot of similarities between the two. However, events are different because, like the girl said, some are paid for, some are free, and there's an organizer to the event, right? So the virtual sock and soul parties are different, but there is a mock online sock and soul party group. So if you search that, then you'll be able to find that, and I can also get Carla, who's on the page here, who can, I think she's already posted that in the Team Vaccination group. So certainly a great group to be part of to learn how to do the online parties. And these ladies, Deanna Brown, who just did a marvelous job presenting it, they're going to present it to, we presented it to the UK team. We haven't had a chance to schedule it in for the the Team Vaccination page, but I'm going to probably put up a post and say, who wants to wait 2 weeks before we do another training on the online? Maybe we'll do a special training. If you guys want it, we'll give it to you. So we'll just pick a day that's convenient for everybody. But in the meantime, I believe it's posted in the online mock sock and soul party group that was created by Carla Archer. So, and I think Carla's on this call. Give me one second here. Are you there, Carla?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Hi, Carla. Just quickly, what can you copy the link maybe in this chat for that Facebook, or can we just copy and paste the link? I know you've probably done it already, but I don't think it was pinned as an announcement.
Okay.
But if you could copy the link and put it in the team page, then Nikki or anybody can go and get into that group and see the wonderful training that you and Deanna have done already. So, because there's similarities to both, but there's uniqueness to both too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Will do.
Great. Thanks for being on the call, Carla. Always great to
Okay.
see you. Nikki Enkelar is asking, what do you mean the organizer? Who would that be and where do you find them?
So when you look, so where Trish showed you how to look for online events. So for instance, I'm in one right now that's called Fall is in the Air. So there's actually a person who has created that event. So there are event organizers out there, just like there are event organizers for in-person shows. It's the person who directs the show as a whole. So when you sign up for these events, you're signing up with a specific event organizer, and they have all of the rules in a separate chat group. So what they'll do is they'll put a chat group for all of the vendors in that specific show, and the rules and policies will be in there. Or if you have any questions during the show, you can always throw questions in there as well. And there's always either the event organizer or some of them, because the events are so big, they have 4 or 5 admins helping them run that show, because of course they have to watch the show every single day and make sure people are posting in their appropriate posting times, that they're posting what they're allowed to post, and that. So there's somebody who heads up the actual event that you're signing up under.
Yeah, and Nikki, you might have missed it. I don't know if you're on the call, but the girls explained that when you go to the search bar on your Facebook and type in online events, they will pop up in your feed. You search them on Facebook. Okay.
Yep.
So let me see. We had a beautiful thanks, Trish and Karen, with a question mark from Joanne Oswald. So I don't think she meant to say thanks, Trish and Karen, with a question mark. Always great to have you on the call, Joanne. Paula Snow is asking, have you been the organizers yourselves?
No, I have not, but I am getting creative and taking notes, and my goal is to do one after I come back from camping between now and the end of the year.
Great. Paula Snow is asking, are you asking any of your friends on Facebook to be a hostess and run a party with them? Which is a little different. We're talking about online parties and events are 2 different things. So I'll let you.
Yeah, but in the posts themselves though, Terry, I have actually gone in there and asked, you know, looking for a hostess or what have you. You can do that in those groups.
Oh, great.
And, you know, for anybody who books an online hostess party with me by end of this event, we'll get an extra pair of socks or something like that. So you can always, you know, put something like that in an online event, definitely to get.
Now, do any of these online events have rules about soliciting people to do host an event or anything, like the same thing about joining your team, like leaving it to the last day if it's a 7-day event or something like that?
Yeah, sometimes depending on again, the organizer, sometimes they will say, you know, if it's a 4-day event, wait till at least day 3 or what have you. They want to make sure that you're getting your content of your product out there before you start. You know, it's like us. We're not going to just go ahead when we see somebody and start pitching the business right away, right?
Yeah. You
want to build up a relationship with the people that are in that event, and then those are the things that you post near the end.
Great. Heather Marks is asking, what kind of sales or recruiting results do you get on average?
For me, I have had 1 or 2 sales per event. Sometimes you don't get any sales during that event. However, just September 30th, I got an online sale from a lady that was in my very first vendor event. So because with the group, some organizers will close that group, some will leave it open. The ones that are left open are great because then people that accept the invite later on after that event is closed can still go in there and look and scroll through everything. So you can get sales like a month later. So I got a sale from my August event, September 30th. And then this morning I got another sale from 2 vendor events ago. So things are constantly moving. You may not get a sale during the actual 4 days that you're in the event. It could be very, very slow, you know, different times, you know, in the world and what we live in and times, but it's not about necessarily the sale every event. You got to think about how many eyes are seeing your posts, right? Like this last group I was in, there was almost 400 people in that event, and most of them have never heard of Vox Life before. So they may not be liking, they may not be commenting, but as Karen told me in my very first one that I was very unsure of, I was very disheartened when nobody was liking or commenting, and she's like, no, these posts are great and they're watching you. And sure enough, the organizer of that very first event I did ended up placing 2 online orders with me after that first event to cover everybody she knew that had something that she wanted to help them with. Great
encouragement. That's such, it's all about planting those seeds too, isn't it, Trish and Karen? It's
yes.
We got to fall in love with the process and not the outcome.
Yeah.
And so, that's the key thing. Just do it. And how many times have we had people, join our business that have been watching us for a year, watching us for 2 years, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm ready, right? Because consistency is key for sure. And
it's definitely timing for sure. I know for me, I took on a little bit more than I could chew last month. I did 18 shows simultaneously through September.
Wow.
I'll be honest with you, my past 4 months of doing these have been my best 4 months in Vox over the last 2 years. So, and it's like Trish said, it's like when you're doing an in-person show, right? People are coming by and they're not necessarily buying from you then, but you're handing out your business card or you're handing out a brochure. And again, you're planting that seed, and it's timing, and maybe it's not a pay week for them when you're doing this event. Next week is, or what have you. So
yeah, that's a great point. Yeah,
right?
Great point. It might not be a pay week for them.
Exactly.
And let's face it, we don't have a lot of choices in this world right now. So
no.
this is a great option to get started. So just to recap, Carla has posted in the chat that the group on Facebook is called the Outline for Mock Online Sock and Soul Parties. Okay, so if you just search in the bar Outline for Mock Online Sock and Soul Parties, then you'll see it. Please feel free to join, and there's some great training in there. Mia Saddington is asking, what do you do for follow-up after the event?
I have a book that I actually keep with each event that I do, and the rules of that actual organizer, and then all my draw winners, and anybody who has given an interest as to something. Like Trish said, there's that one post that Paul had done a couple of years ago that we're still circulating, that still gets great interaction with people, is, list the top 5 of these 19 that you might be dealing with, or somebody that you love. So when I get people that answer that, I write down what it is, and then I basically, the show still goes on for 3 or 5 days. About 3 days after that, I'll just touch base with those people and just say, you know what, thank you for, joining us on the event. I noticed that you posted a comment on such and such a post that I did. Is there something that I can help you with? And go from there. Sometimes those have actually ended up in sales for me as well. So you don't want to just do the event. It's no different than doing an in-person event or somebody just messaging you saying, hey, can I buy some socks? You don't just leave them there after they've purchased, because who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks, and Jay says, hey, we've got another promotion or what have you. That person may not have been able to afford it at that time, but maybe, in the next couple of weeks, there's a buy 5, get 2 free sort of thing that they want to get in on. So you want to always keep those contacts as well as you would normally do with an in-person show.
Great, sounds right. Connie Higgins is saying that she has given away 1 pair of socks, but she's sort of feeling like it would be better to do 2 pairs to make sure people can wear a little more consistent. Do you feel like the people who win are coming back to purchase?
I would say with mine, I would say probably 50% of the people that have won have actually come back and purchased. What I would suggest, and just watching what Jay's been promoting to us as well, is have a patch and maybe have some socks too. Like, rather than sending out 2 pairs of socks, send out a patch as well as a pair of socks,
Yeah, I think that, the opportunity for them to wear something consistently is probably, if they're taught right, that you could give them, one pair of socks and a couple of patches if you wanted, when we look at the patches being approximately $2 a day. But again, it's a great, it's a great point that yes, we want to get them to wear the product as consistently and as compliantly as possible. And so whatever way that works for you, if it's patches that do that for you, better. Because, really, if you look at, 4 patches, it's $8 cost. And, they really get 8 days of wearing out of it, right? Because they're 48 hours. So certainly something to consider, but it's whatever you feel you want to do, and then write it off as marketing,
Absolutely.
Paula Snow says she did a mystery virtual hostess event. It went really well, had lots of sales, and one associate signed up. Well,
That's awesome.
I'm going to tell you what, Paula, I'm going to be reaching out for you to train on what you did on this. So we're all curious to see. So congratulations. That's awesome. So let me see if we have anything else. There's a lot of beautiful comments here. Do you use the exact same order of presenting your posts for each event you do? So do you catalog them or album them so that they roll out the same in every event?
For me, it is, I started off doing it one way, and you just kind of, you go back and you look and you go, what worked, what didn't. It's kind of a trial and error. I still haven't found the right sequence, but you're constantly changing it for your audience. And depending on how much time you have to post, you can't post everything. So sometimes in one event, I tried to post very little, and then in one event, I kind of went overboard and I probably posted too much. But it's a balancing act kind of thing. Like, you got to try something, and if it works, great. And if it doesn't, you got to change it and figure out what else to do.
Exactly. That's a great point. Just try it. Just get at it, right? So here's a great point that Monica Warner put up. There is a vendor group on Facebook called Ontario Craft Vendor and Show Reviews. It's in the chat here on the call, that rates the Ontario event organizers. It's a great resource, because what she's saying is, watch for frauds out there saying that they have organized events at various Ontario venues, but the venue isn't even renting out their premises. So
That's interesting.
I'm sorry?
That was interesting. Yeah, you have to watch out for those fraudulent ones.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's certainly, at its peak right now, the way the world is. So that's a great point, Monica. Thank you for sharing that with us. The in-person shows, as Carla says, are a lot of work. Lugging, a booth around and signs around and so on. They were great, and maybe that was the way to do things right now. We don't really have a choice right now. There's not a lot of events out there that are happening right now, and we seem to be in a COVID surge again. So these are certainly, one of the only alternatives that we have. So, they're a great replacement and solution to our online needs. And, I think one of the things that's really key right now is our world is getting very comfortable doing things online. And I just know starting how many people, when I started in Vox, didn't even have a Facebook account. How many people in Vox didn't even have a Zoom account? And, now the world is working on Zoom. People are getting more comfortable. So we all can learn. We all can do new tricks. We just have to be, as Paul, Austin, and I have said, we have to be brave enough to suck at it for a while, maybe. That's all. And we'll get good at it. So he said there's 2 ways to spell success: SUCKCESS or SUCC, success. So it's certainly just doing these events and stepping out of your maybe your comfort zone and doing is great for all of us. Mia says, when I do an online event, I do a draw at the end for a free product for every like, comment, and share to encourage participation. Winners quite often become a customer.
Yep.
So great point, Mia.
I will add, Terry, some of when you're doing your search for the online vendor events, some of them are US based. So you want to make sure that you're checking with the event organizer, because sometimes they don't, even though we can sell in the States, where the problem lies is, for instance, if I'm doing an event and it's US and I've invited 25 of my Canadian friends to view this, some of the companies in the States don't ship to Canada. So just check when you're signing up with them. There is a specific one that Trish shows in there. It's Canadian online vendor events, which is a great thing for us that are up here in Canada. Obviously, we have a lot of US associates, so you know there's an advantage there. But I can tell you, we're nowhere hitting the people that we think we're hitting. I know a lot of time when we keep getting more and more associates, we keep thinking that our market keeps shrinking, but Trish can attest to this as well. There are so many people out there, because we do a post that says, you know, surprised face, I've never heard about Vox Life and I want to learn more, or a heart, I have my Vox and I want more. There are so many people out there. I would say probably 80% of the people when I do these shows don't even know who we are.
Yep.
And because of that, you know, we're lumped in with, you know, things like candle companies and Tupperware and all of the things that we are comfortable with knowing out there, which is great. They're great products, and you know, people still use those products, but you have to think, when we're coming online with a product that nobody's ever heard of, they're really watching us.
Absolutely, that's a great point. And you know what we're really doing by doing these events, both online parties, online vendor events, we're all contributing. We're the pioneers here. We're the ones that are contributing to the brand. We're contributing to the establishing the brand called Vox Life. And so don't ever think that people aren't watching, because I get reports all the time from people saying, oh yeah, Vox Life, you guys are the neurotech company. Well, that didn't happen even a year ago. So people are starting to recognize, and it takes time to establish a brand. Nike didn't happen overnight either. So it took a while for them to establish as a brand. So if we're all contributing and we're all doing it and we're all planting those seeds, definitely, you know, the results are going to come. Bridget says, do you always post the video of the demo being done?
I do.
Yep.
Great. I would strongly suggest that. Yep.
Yep.
And there's a great one in the new associate handbook with Jay doing it to, you know,
Elvis Stoico.
Elvis Stoico, world champion figure skater.
That is the one I use.
The one we use.
Yep.
Hey, anytime you get the inventor and CEO doing a lateral dynamic stability test on a world champion, I would use it.
Yep.
Pretty powerful, right? So, do you use our videos such as Jay's balance, Jay's down? Yeah, okay. Karen Stringy asked that. Yes, we do for sure, Karen. And again, that video can be found on the Vox Life YouTube channel, or it can be found embedded that you can extract it from the new associate handbook, which is in the announcements tab on the Team Voxination Facebook.
We use a lot of those videos. We use especially the one with Jay with the HPT patch. We use Dr. Mark with the REM patch and the immune patch.
Yep.
You know, anytime we can get anything out there where we've got a practitioner showing something as well, because that gives our product credibility as well.
Right. There's somebody on here says it just shows up as owner's iPhone. I don't know who that is. But it says, I just came back on Facebook as I was hacked twice. I came back to be able to do my Vox Life business. Very smart move. I don't know too many people who haven't been hacked on Facebook or whatever. So between phishing on dating sites and you name it, people will steal identities to do that. But it's not the norm. It does happen, and you just report them and they go away. Facebook is usually pretty good when you report somebody who's hacked you or mimic you or take your try to use your identity or steal your pictures and claim they're you. There's usually a scammer behind it, and usually somebody will report them that knows you. They get weeded out. So whoever owner's iPhone is on here, great move. Thanks for stepping up and coming back onto Facebook. We need you on this mission. So great to have you. Man, thank you so much, Karen and Trish. So I think that's, I think I don't see, did I miss any questions here? If I missed you with a question, please just unmute yourself. I don't see anything here. No, I don't think I.
Hello?
Okay. Hi, who's that, Nancy?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Nancy, go ahead, please.
What time of day do you find is best to post on Facebook? Like when you're scheduling your times?
Within these online events, Nancy?
Anytime.
Oh, anytime. Because if within the events, you have to do it within your scheduled times that the organizer is put out there. But
Right.
in generally on Facebook, I don't know. I think it varies. Some people would say 7 or 8 in the morning. Some may say between 4 and 7 in the afternoon. I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know if anyone else has that information for her.
Well, Nancy, I can maybe answer that for you. The algorithms on Facebook have changed drastically since COVID. So there used to be, the old theory was there were three basic times where the algorithms were the strongest. And one was, between 6 and 7 in the morning. One was between 12 and 1 o'clock. And the other was between 7 at night and 10 at night. So there was a little bigger window in the evening. But just logically thinking about it, Nancy, when do you go on Facebook? When are the free times that you may have to go on Facebook? I'm not saying, that you're on Facebook every day, but generally it's when people have a little bit of free time. And those free times tend to be, they're showered up, they're done, they're ready to go to work or whatever, and they have a time to jump on the Facebook. So the opportunities seem to be at those times, 6 to 7 in the morning, between 12 and 1, which is most people's lunch breaks. And then also 7 to 10, maybe 8 to 10. It's somewhere in that range of 7 to 10 p.m. where they might have kids that they put to bed, and now they've got, an hour to do something on Facebook. But now what's happened is the algorithms have changed because a lot of people are working from home. And when people are working from home, they might have their laptop set up beside them while they're working at home, and they're on Facebook all day. So it's really hard to tell, but I would stick with, those 3 times. You're pretty safe at those times. So if you're doing most of your posting in the evening, it's somewhere between 7 and 10 at night. I hope that helps.
I just want to add, Terry, with these vendor events, these online vendor events, because we can actually use the post topics. And as I said, because a lot of people don't know a lot about Box and they tend to gravitate to us in these vendor events, they basically just have to go into the event and click on Box Life with Karen or whatever you're going to call your post topic, and they can sit there at their convenience and just go through each one of your posts.
Sure.
So whether or not, you don't necessarily have to catch them that moment when you're posting, they have the option to go back and re-look at everything that you're posting, which is pretty amazing, because I will tell you a couple of weeks ago, I sat down, I had an event that was running Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and I sat down on Thursday and I put together all of my posts. I scheduled them all for the times that I was allotted over those 4 days. And for those 4 days, I was out either cleaning the highway with my Highway of Heroes group, or I was out hiking, or I was doing whatever. And the great thing with this is it can all be run from this. I don't even need my laptop. Take my phone out in the canoe with me and I do my business out there. I go hiking, I just check on the event and I see any comments that I need to reply to. And that's another great thing is Facebook does not want you leaving any comment unreplied to. So you want to make sure that if somebody's commenting, like sometimes we'll do a post, which color would you choose? And it's the 5 different colors of the no-show. And if somebody writes in blue, you want to make sure that you do another post, another comment back to it. Yes, that's my husband's favorite color, or that was the first one that I bought, or what have you. So don't leave anything unreplied to.
Ted Patterson, I don't know that Ted was on the whole call, but he says, Karen, how do you find the events? So we went through that, Ted, and that's the second time somebody's asked, but we went through it. Now, I don't know whether you want to just share your screen very quickly, Karen, and maybe just go to Facebook or even Trish and just show exactly where you go on Facebook to type in the word online events.
Trish, do you have the...
Do you want me to share?
Yeah, go ahead, Trish, because you're co-host, so you might as well just share. And Ted, we're
So
going to
just go into Facebook is
go
what
into
you're.
go into your Facebook and show them exactly where you type in and what you type in, and watch
Okay,
show them how it pops up.
figure out which one is my.
I can share mine if you want.
I think it's this one. I think it's that one. There
Yeah,
we go.
you're right. You're right.
Just trying to get rid of all my stuff here. There we go. Okay, so if you go, well, my internet's gonna let me. There we go.
It just might be a little bit slow when we're on the Zoom.
Yeah. There it goes. Maybe.
Sort of rolling. There you
Okay,
go.
there we go. So if you go up here on the left hand by the magnifying glass into the search bar, if it'll click there. Oh, maybe it's not going to let me. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. So if you type in the search
That's okay.
bar.
I got it. That's okay. I got it. Thanks.
Oh, you got it, Ted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Online vendor events, it'll show on there. There's groups you can join, Ted. There's a number of them there. So great question. Just didn't know whether you had just jumped on the call or not. So great question. So let me see what else we have here. I think that's just about everything, and we're just about out of time here. So listen, ladies, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to either Karen or Trish and ask the questions. And if you like, post them in the Team Vaccination page and tag Karen or Trish in them, and they'll see the questions, or you can DM them directly. But wasn't that an amazing training, guys? Thumbs up or what? That was awesome, guys. Great job. This is their first training, and I think they did absolutely spectacular, as I knew they would. So thank you, ladies, on behalf of the field. It's great to have you. And as always, I'm looking for people to step up and do some training, because I know there's people that are sitting there and saying, oh, I wish we talked about this, or I wish we talked about that. I want you to do the research, and I want you to come up with the training, and let's get you set up to train so that we can edify and validate you as well. So thank you so much for being on the call. Just one reminder, we're really working hard with some of the leaders on the team here, with Carla and Paul Austin and Angela Corns and Jen Moyer and some of these people. We're all working hard to amalgamate the UK to be more integrated with North America. And so I would invite everybody, if you can, tomorrow. There's a post on the team page that is a UK call tomorrow. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. UK time. It's going to be run by the amazing and wonderful Rosalie Brewster. And if you haven't met Rosalie, she's an absolute love. So please, if you can join that and get your teammates on that. The UK is ready to rock and roll. They want to learn how we're doing such amazing things over here. And we got great people at the helm that are going to do that. So tomorrow again at 2 p.m. And then, of course, at 3 p.m., there is a Connect with the Tech call, which is going to be changed to Real People, Real Results UK. This is the last time it will be called Connect with the Tech. It's too technical. And we want to hear Real People, Real Results UK. And we will be doing that as well. So that will give us, as a complete team, 2 trainings a week if we can get on. Most definitely the team vaccination training, and then the UK training will be on a different on a different night. Then we'll have the Real People, Real Results North America, which is Paul Austin and Krista Taylor. And then we will also be setting up a Real People, Real Results UK. So if you have people in Europe that you know or whatever, we're all going to be able to invite them. And it's time we are not segregated. It's time that we are all one team on one mission, that we all love in doing. And we continue to proceed and progress towards the 1 billion. No matter what obstacles we face, we will overcome them because everything is figure outable. So anyways, I'll ask.
Can I say something quickly, Terry?
Absolutely.
So I want to say thank you for everybody that encouraged me to do this, because without that encouragement, I've always sat in the back seat going, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. You know what, guys? It's not that hard.
That's what I love to hear. You know, that's awesome. You know, all of us on this call, everybody here, we all have greatness in us, every one of us. And we just need each other to support each other. We need each other to pull it out of us. Each and every one of us, we're a team. There's no I in team. We're equally yoked in the mission. I don't care what people's ranks are. I don't care where you are, whether you're financially linked with whatever. We're all here to help because we fell in love with a mission. We're changing the healthcare as this world knows it. They will rewrite the neurology textbooks with what Jay has been blessed with. So I thank everybody for being on the call. I thank these ladies for being on the call and stepping up. Now, I know you were both a little nervous because you told me that privately, but I think they did absolutely wonderful. Did they look nervous to you? Not one bit. Bravo, everybody. So thank you, ladies, on behalf of the team. Until next week, we'll see you on the Real People, Real Results call with Paul Austin and Krista Taylor. So thank you, ladies. Unmute yourself and say goodnight, and thank you all for being on the call.
I'm going to the woods for 6 days.
Nice.
Good night, everyone. Trish.
Night.
Karen.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Thanks, guys. And thank you.
Thank you so much.